How are you, mate?
Good, you?
Yeah, not bad. I'm going to try and get through this quickly because you've actually got a fair few things that you've been affected by with this coronavirus stuff. Billy Joe Canelo. Seems to me like the universe doesn't want Billy Joe to get that fight.
What can you do? Listen, hopefully, God willing, it doesn't pass him by. But I'm sure it's a fight that the boxing fans want to see. A great clash of styles, and yeah, what can we do? What can we do?
There's been a lot of talk since, well, really in the last week about Canelo Triple G3 for September. Where does that leave Billy Joe if that does happen?
Well, from what I heard, that was planned for next May, but that's only what I've heard. So I don't know if that's the case then. But again, we just don't know how long all this sort of thing can last for. So maybe they'll do September, December. God knows. God knows.
As far,
Or
how's Billy?
if boxing gets going again before that, maybe they'll do something before and before and after September, and they might put September aside to get two in this year for missing out in May. We just don't know, do we?
How's Billy Joe's moves? Because obviously he's been waiting for a big fight for a long time. He finally gets it, and then something like this happens.
Yeah, he's okay, to be honest with you. Obviously he invested plenty in himself to get the training camp underway, and he's been preparing as though he's been fighting Canelo since January. So, he's forked out money and all the rest of it. But to be honest, the biggest and most important thing on his mind is that his family and his kids are safe. So, that's what's been on his mind, to be honest.
What do you think self-isolation is going to be like for Billy Joe Saunders? He can't sit still.
God knows. God knows. We'll probably be heading to a private gym and just doing a bit once a day or something, ticking over. So at least he's doing something.
Okay, gonna ask this question. Can we hear the plane story from your point of view?
Right. So I've got to change a couple of things so that no one gets in trouble. But basically, so when all this come about, Billy Joe flew back straight away. Got the first flight he could, and we was like, "Look, don't panic. We'll all get back." Like, so me, Josh, and Tom was all still there. Then we got to the airport, and there was a change of flights. So we had to wait in the airport for like 10 hours or something, like 7 hours or something. Literally, just as we was about to board the plane, Tom, where's Tom? And so I messaged Tom, "Where are you?" He said, "Oh, I'm in trouble, mate." So he didn't text back, so I went round the airport looking for him. So he'd been detained with a mask over him and everything. So I went over and asked, like, what's going on? Somebody's phoned up and said that Tom's got coronavirus. And apparently Tom had mentioned that he may have had some symptoms. So Billy Joe was just looking out for him and for everybody else aboard the plane. But obviously I bursted out laughing. They didn't find it too funny. Sent me and Josh off to get on the plane, but me and Josh just kept bursting out laughing. So they come back in. I was like, right, that's it, get your stuff off the plane, throw us off the plane.
Never a dull moment with Billy Joe, mate.
No, he's a character, but we're getting back. Don't worry about that. We're getting back.
You're speaking of Josh. Josh is actually going to be on here next, so let's talk about him briefly before we get him on. How are things? Obviously, they were due to box on the same day. They're now not doing that. I'm assuming that's a positive for you as a trainer.
Yeah, of course it is. And look, when you got someone like Josh that's got so much momentum and has achieved so much in the short space of time in his career. Obviously, there's still so many areas just due to he's had 16 fights. Through experience, there's so much that he'll still be able to improve. I spoke about it before, but I don't see his ceiling so far. There's so much that can add to his game without taking anything away. So, I think it's exciting times for Josh, and it's been a long time out since his last fight. I think that the date being pushed for Josh, for one, me being able to be there, for two, the amount of time that we get to spend together before that fight, and three, just because of the amount of layoff that he's had, it's probably worked out as a benefit for Josh. and for myself to be able to be there on the night, of course.
Now I'm going to ask you a question.
But obviously not for too long of a layoff.
Yeah, no, of course. I asked you a question that I asked you in the interview that we didn't get to release. For those people who are wondering what that is, me and Ben did an interview announcing the Canelo fight, and obviously it never went out. But one of the questions I was asking was about Josh Taylor. Obviously, the fact that he's a lot of times with trainers and fighters splitting, it's often because there's been a loss or something like that. Josh has come to you as unbeaten, unified champion, Ring Magazine champion. How does that affect or change the dynamic between a new trainer and new coach inheriting such an elite level fighter?
Yeah, I've had it before. Obviously, Tyson wasn't in any great position at the time of taking him on, but he was an unbeaten fighter that had unified the heavyweight division in his previous fight. So, you know, it's something that I'm familiar with. It's not about taking anything away from that fighter. It's about adding to it. With Josh as well, like I said, he's only had 16 fights, so there's still plenty there to be added to Josh. Plenty of experience for him to gain. Plenty of things for him to learn. And talking to someone, actually, I was talking to someone while we was away, and he put it in, I really like the quote. He said, "There's good, then there's better." And what Josh has done is obviously phenomenal, but I still believe there's more to come from Josh.
Okay, all right, mate. Well, thank you very much for stopping by. Speaking of the man, I'm gonna get him on now, and we're going to talk about you. So, thanks very much, Ben. As always, real pleasure, and I will speak to you soon, mate.
See you later, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye.
Bye-bye.